The scenario that we choose for our assignment is scenario 9, whereby in this scenario, the trade union will representing the public employees in demanding for better benefits, improving working hours, and increasing job security. However, on the other hand, the government were facing budget constraints and they have to balance the employee with the needs for fiscal responsibility. And the problem is how to achieve a fair and sustainable employment agreement that will protect employee welfare while ensuring the government's financial stability. As mentioned before, there are three conflicts in this scenario. The first is better benefits. This conflict occurs when employees feel that the wages, allowance, and benefits are insufficient to meet currently rising living costs. They believe that their contributions and workload are not fairly rewarded, and this creates the dissatisfaction among the workers. Second, improving working hours. This conflict arises when employees experience long or inflexible working hours that affect their health and work, which is their life balance. And the employees feel physically and mentally exhausted due to excessive workloads. And over time, this would lead them to feel stress and decrease job satisfactions. Third, increase job security. This conflict occurs when employees feel uncertain about the stability of their employment, such as fear of contract terminations or unfair dismissal. This insecurity causes anxiety and reduces their motivation. And consequently, employees may feel less committed when they are unsure about their future in the organization.
These are the parties who are directly involved in our group assignment scenario. I will explain about government and employers. Firstly, their role is to establish legal framework. This is to set minimum standard for environmental protection and social responsibility. Secondly, they provide workplace safety regulation. Government and employers setting safety standard for equipment, provide training for workers and supervisors, and implement emergency procedure to reduce workplace risk. Lastly, government and employer offer social security benefits, for example, retirement pension, disability insurance, and healthcare coverage. I will explain about Human Resource Director. Firstly, emphasize strategy, policy, and important decision. They plan long-term HR goals, create policies for hiring, training, and employee welfare, and make sure decisions that affect the workforce. Secondly, they make sure HR is in line with business objective. They manage the HR teams, make sure everyone works toward the company objective, and follow the set policies. Lastly, they represent HR in meetings with upper management. They speak on HR matters to senior management, providing advice and updates about workforce needs and organization plan. Plan about human resource officer. Firstly, they promote collaboration. These effective HR roles result in a mutual understanding, trust, and respect between employer and trade unions, which contribute to the overall success of the company. Secondly, making sure everyone is treated fairly. HR is responsible for preventing any form of preferential treatment and addressing cases of inequality or discrimination in the workplace. Lastly, keeping everyone within legal rules. Through knowledge of union statutes and collective bargaining agreements, HR ensure all actions and decisions conform to the existing legal boundaries. About union president. Firstly, represents the union in high-level negotiation. Union presidents preside over meetings, set agendas, and ensure decisions align with member interests. Secondly, set a strategy. President build alliances with other unions, lobby governments, and engage media to advance workers' rights. They organize campaigns, oversee membership drive, and promote training on union issues. Lastly, they decide final decision on policies and action of union. It means they guide the union's overall direction, approve strategies, and ensure that all initiatives reflect the members' best interests. Union representative. Firstly, elected members chosen to represent workers. This means the union members trust them to act on their behalf and make sure their voices are heard in important decisions. Secondly, represent members in meeting. They communicate workers' concerns, suggestions, and needs directly to management to ensure fair treatment. And lastly, supports collective bargaining. They help solve problems at work, clarify rules for members, and assist in negotiating better pay or benefits. I I'll explain about union members. Firstly, they engage in union-related activities. Members attend meetings, vote on decisions, and take part in union events to help the union reps effectively. Second, obey the policies and procedures of the union. They respect the union's regulation and procedures, which help maintain order and fairness within the organization. Lastly, support union representative. Members provide information, feedback, or assistance to representatives so that their concerns are communicated to management. I will explain about employees. Firstly, employees have the right to form a trade union. They also can engage in collective bargaining and participate in strike or activities without retaliation from employers. Secondly, they comply with the government and company policies and union contract. They also pay dues if members and report violation to union's reps or for collective action. Thirdly, collaborate with Human Resource Director during policy implementation. By voicing concern and supporting democratic union processes, they ensure accountability across all levels. I will explain about financial officer. Firstly, cost analysis and budgeting. They calculate how much the company can afford to offer in wages, bonuses, or benefit during negotiation. Secondly, financial preparation for contracts. They forecast the financial impact of union agreements on the company budget and long-term plans. Last but not least, giving management advice. They provide financial advice to help management make informed decisions during negotiation with the union.
Our first problem analysis is unclear job security. Unclear job security is referring to a situation where employees are uncertain about stability and continuity of their employment. This lack of job security have significant negative effect on workers' well-being. Employees facing unclear job security often experience stress and anxiety due to fear of unemployment or income loss. Our second problem analysis is long working hours. Long working hours is referred to situation whereby employees are expected to work beyond their period times or legally prescribed working time. These include excessive daily hours, frequent overtime, night shift, and having insufficient rest day. Prolonged working hours can have serious negative impact on the employee, especially their mental and physical health. Lastly is low benefits. Low benefits is referred to situation where employees receive limited or insufficient employment benefit in addition to their minimum wage. This including health insurance, paid leave, retirement contribution, bonuses. Low benefits can negatively affect workers' well-being and job satisfaction, since they are struggle to meet to their basic needs and cope with unexpected expenses.
First of all, one of the best solutions for better benefits issue is through non-monetary benefits. This refers to the government's approach of improving employees' welfare without directly increasing their salaries. It is focused on supporting government employees through services, facilities, and opportunities that improve their well-being. For examples, non-monetary benefits such as flexible working arrangement and employee recognition programs. This alternative is aligned with Employment Act 1955 and it is a wise option when there is a budget constraint. Next, the alternative for improving working hours is by implementing work from home policy. This initiative is a work arrangement where employees are allowed to do their job from home instead of going to the office. The purpose is to give employees a more flexible working hours but also reduce government costs. However, it is only for suitable job roles and clear working hours are set. It also needs supervision, digital tools, and performance tracking by the government.
Lastly, enhancing legal protection against unfair dismissal strengthens job security for public sector employees without increasing government expenditure. Employees can only be dismissed for valid reasons such as misconduct or poor performance to prevent arbitrary termination. Proper disciplinary procedure must be followed to allow employees the right to be heard in accordance with natural justice. For example, a civil servant accused of poor performance must be evaluated and given a chance to explain, which increases fairness, morale, and trust in the public sector. This approach is supported by the Industrial Relations Act 1967 and Article 135 Clause 2 of the Federal Constitution, which require just cause and due process before dismissal. Now, I will evaluate the strategy of offering non-monetary benefit by discussing its advantages and disadvantages. For the advantages, this strategy is low cost and easy for the government to implement. Non-monetary benefits such as flexible working hours and recognition program do not require large financial spending. The government can utilize existing resources and policies without increasing salaries or allowances. Secondly, non-monetary benefit improve work-life balance and reduce employee stress. Flexible work arrangements allow employees to manage their work and personal responsibilities more effectively. This leads to better mental well-being, higher job satisfaction, and improved overall morale. Thirdly, this strategy can be implemented quickly. Since it does not require lengthy budget approvals, policies such as work from home or flexible hours can be introduced immediately through administrative guidelines. However, there are also several disadvantages. Firstly, employees who are seeking financial benefit may feel dissatisfied. Some employees prefer direct financial reward, such as salary increment or allowances. Non-monetary benefit may not fully address rising living costs. Secondly, work from home and flexible hours may not be suitable for all job roles. Certain public sector positions require physical presence, such as frontline services and administrative counters. This may create perceptions of inequality among employees. Lastly, this strategy requires proper supervision and performance tracking. Flexible work arrangements need effective monitoring to ensure productivity is maintained. The government may need digital system and clear performance indicator, which could increase administrative complexity.
Now let's look at the evaluation on the second strategies, which is implementation of work from home policies. Let's look at the pros or the advantages first. Firstly is reduced immediate financial burden on government, as we have the issue of the budget constraint in the government. Next, it is legally compliant with IRA 1967, which is Industrial Relation Act 1967, and Pekeliling Perkhidmatan. And also it will allow the government to adjust their future budgets. However, there are also disadvantages of implementing these strategies. Firstly, the employees may feel improvements are too slow, and then this make the employees may not satisfied with their urgent needs like other benefits in terms of monetary terms. And then last but not least, it has the risk of delay if the future budget is remain tight. Next is by enhancing legal protection against unfair dismissal in the public sector. One of the advantages is it will increase the employee confidence and morale. It is because there is strong legal protections, make the employees feel secure, and they will improve their motivation and also loyalty. Next is protection against arbitrary or biased decision, because we have a clear laws and procedures that can prevent unfair or political motivated dismissals. Other than that, it will also improve trust in public institutions. However, the disadvantages is it can reduce managerial flexibility, because the managers may find it harder to dismiss underperforming staff quickly. Next is lengthy disciplinary procedures. Strict legal requirements can slow down the decision making and the case resolution. Last but not least is higher administrative and legal costs.
In conclusion, inadequate benefits in the face of growing expenses, stressful overtime, and insecure contract workers all contribute to a decline in public sector morale. The Industrial Relations Act of 1967 brought unions, members, finance officials, HR, and employers together in discussion that prioritize non-monetary benefits, flexible scheduling, supervised work from home, and Article 135 Clause 2 due process right. Guarantees adherence to the Employment Act of 1955, natural justice, the absence of unlawful strike, and peace between employer and employee. The first recommendation is implement comprehensive welfare enhancements. Introduce WFH for appropriate roles with digital tools, implement non-monetary benefits like flexible scheduling and recognition programs, and strengthen protection against unfair dismissal, which call for justification and due process under the Employment Act of 1955, the Industrial Relations Act of 1967, and Article 135 Clause 2 of the Constitution. This directly addresses security, powers, and perks. Second recommendation is establish a tripartite monitoring group (TMG) to facilitate open communication, prompt grievance resolution, and quarterly evaluation. The government, employers or HR, and unions should form this cooperative entity.